Sobrang nakakagulat na balita. Grabe, Senador Rodante Marcoleta napahiya na gulat sa sinabi ni Prosecutor General Fadulion. Malaking gulo to na bulgar na mastermind. Ayon sa nakalap nating impormasyon, pumalag kay Senador Rodante Marcoleta si Prosecutor General Fadulion matapos sabihing malabo silang magkasundo. Paiba-iba daw kasi ng sagot kaya sinabihan siya ng you cannot do that. Pero bumuelta kay Senador Rodante Marcoleta si Prosecutor General Fadulion, I am sorry Mr. Senator, we are not wrong, we can do that. Pero bakit yung totoong makakapagturo sa mastermind ng flood control hindi man lang tinanong, hindi man lang daw ginisa ni Mr. Senator? Grabe si Marcoleta, napahiya, nagulat sa sinabi ni Prosecutor General. Malaking gulo to na bulgar na mastermind. Tara panoorin natin.
Mr. Chair, kasi yung interpretation niya ang palaging mali eh. Yung confidentiality dyan na pinag-uusapan, sa inyo lang yun, sa witness protection ninyo dyan. Pero pagdating dito, it does not apply. Ikaw lang ang nag-interpret kasi kaya kanina pa tayo nagtatalo eh.
May I respond, Mr. Chair? With all due respect to Senator Marcoleta saying that our interpretation is always wrong, the law itself provides for it, Section 7. And we are not raising this, like I said, simply because we want to constrict the investigation. The law does not make a distinction whether the investigation is going to be done elsewhere or in the Senate or before the House of Representatives. So, we are simply citing the law and we are constrained by the law because, as I said, there are penal sanctions.
So if the law does not provide any distinction, bakit nga kailangan ka pang mag-confer sa ano? Bakit kailangan ka pang puntahan? Ikaw na nagsasabi ng walang distinction eh, di ba? So, kung nandito siya, let him speak. Na hindi na dapat pupunta pati yung counsel niya. Yun lang, mali na eh. Meron siyang sariling counsel, pagkatapos pupunta pa siya sa'yo. It is an insult to his own personal counsel. Kaya magulo talaga eh. Gusto kong itanong halimbawa kay Yusek Bernardo, in-apply nyo na pala siya sa WPP. Ni-require nyo siya ng restitution, di ba? Sasabihin mo na naman, that's confidential. Kamo na naman.
No, Mr. Chair, I'm not going to say that's confidential.
No, earlier, you were talking about confidentiality. You remember the last time?
Yes, I did mention that, Mr. Chair. I talked about
why are you
confidentiality. But with respect to the restitution, I think that's a matter of public record already. Because that was already stated by Mr. Bernardo and he was allowed by the Secretary of Justice.
Yes, earlier you were not forthright in answering that. Nung tinatanong ko, ang una mong sinabi, that's confidential. Now, nagsasabi ka, it is not confidential. So, paiba-iba ka ng position eh talaga eh.
Mr.
Hindi tayo magkakasundo.
Mr. Chair, if
I'm not asking any questions anymore.
No, I'm just raising the question to the chairman,
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You cannot do that.
Thank you. Are we done?
Before anything else, Mr. Chairman, contributory to what you are saying, dito po sa Blue Ribbon, lilinawin ko lang, this is in aid of legislation. Di porke may hinahanap kami nila Senator Ejercito na ang chairman namin ay tungkol sa mga listahan ni ganito at ni ganyan. We're not after personalities here eh. What we're after is a way to find a legislation that will prevent this from happening again. Over the years, it has happened. It has escalated into 2025. So ang hinahanap po namin sa tulong din po ninyo, makakita kami ng mga pamamaraan para mailagay natin, maisabatas natin na hindi na maulit ito. We're not after the names of people, personalities. Pag lumitaw, lumitaw. Pero ang inatanong namin, yung pamamaraan eh. Paano nangyayari ito upang wag nang mangyari muli. Ganun po yun. Salamat.
We completely understand that, Mr. Chair, and that is the reason why we will get in touch with the Secretary of Justice. And also, with your indulgence, the only reason why we are bringing this issue of confidentiality is because it is cited in the law itself. And I believe that the witness who is covered is just mindful of the fact that it has penal sanctions if in the event disclosures are made without authority from the Secretary.
We also understand. That's why you have to wait for that authorization.
Yeah. Mr. Chair, hindi na executive. Mr. Chair, I just received word that the Secretary of Justice has given that verbal authority. The written authority will follow, so I think questions pertaining to the ones which Senator JV was asking earlier could already be answered.
Okay, that settles it. This is not a leading question. Pero wala akong maisip na motibo para implicate mo siya. Other than, sabihin mo yung totoo, hindi ba?
Yes po, I'm after for the truth po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. So,
Chair, clarification lang. I noticed, Mr. Chair, when Yusek Bernardo tried to confer with his counsel, the counsel approached him, and then before anything else, he also went to PG Padulyon. Why is that, Mr. Chair?
kasi he's already admitted sa WPP and doon sa kanilang existing na rules, under the rules, kailangan bago sumagot, baka maka-apekto sa kanyang pagka-admit, kailangan talaga may clearance sa DOJ. Thank you.
Medyo magulo yun, Mr. Chair, kasi...
Medyo magulo nga rin, pero yun ang kanilang...
Bakit kinakailangan nyo siyang padalan dito pagkatapos marirestrict din pala? This is an open investigation. Sana walang ganon na kasi nangyari na sa amin yon when the former DOJ was here, habang nag-uusap-usap kami rito, habang nagtatanong-tanong kami, kukunin niya yung isang witness namin o isang resource person, dadalhin sa NBI. Pagdating sa NBI, meron ng supplemental affidavit. Naguguluhan kami sa ganung pangyayari. This is supposed to be an independent committee under the legislature. The DOJ is an executive department. I'm not questioning this, no, but parang magulo lang sa amin. So, kaya ko lang na-point out, Mr. Chair.
Question sa DOJ. Under the WPP, law ba itong yung ganyan? Or sa inyo lang?
Confidentiality, yes, Mr. Chair. The matter that pertains in confidentiality of the proceedings as well as the manner by which the witness was evaluated and how he was covered is confidential. That's the reason why it is being invoked by the witness, Mr. Chair, because like I said earlier, it is not because we want to restrict his testimony, but there is a law. The law itself provides...
So it is the law
Yes,
that says so?
Yes, and it
So-
provides for penal sanctions,
Okay.
Mr.
So
Chair.
to answer the question of the concern of Secretary or Senator Marcoleta, kailangan yamen yung law pala. No.
that
Chair.
that may be one of the suggestions since the committee is investigating this in aid of legislation, if that is considered a restriction in investigations like this, then maybe the law will have to be amended first.
In the meantime, constraint kayo ng batas.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we are
Thank you.
constrained by law.
Thank you, PG.
We are here in aid of legislation para nga ho hindi na ho maulit itong nangyaring modus. That's why we want to know the modus itself para hindi na ito maulit muli. Si Engineer RD Gerald Pakanan, Sir Pakanan, total nandito ka na rin lang, no? Nung mga presentation ni Governor Dolor, nandito kami, kilala niyo si Governor Dolor? RD?
Good afternoon po, Mr. Chair and the distinguished honorable senators of the Senate. Yes po, I confirm I know Governor Dolor.
Nakakausap niyo po siya dahil kayo po ba ang regional director naging provincial director ba kayo or RD na kayo ng Region 4B?
I am the regional director po, Your Honor.
So
Mr.
nakakausap niyo po siya?
I confirm that nakakausap ko siya as a regional director of the Region 4B
Kasi
on
po
my official capacity po.
Kasi nung hearing po dito, nag-present po siya, pinakita niya yung mga ghost projects at substandard projects, no? Particularly dyan sa Oriental Mindoro, sa Nauhan, na nabanggit ko kanina, ito ay talagang swampy, talagang siguro mas familiar ka doon na itong area to, talagang matubig, no? Do you confirm na itong area to talagang mababa at matubig?
Your Honor, can I confirm with my lawyer before I answer? Yes, Your Honor, I confirm that that particular river is really swampy and the flood is...
Kumbaga kahit na anong lagay ng ilang semento ay buhos natin dyan, talagang hindi natin matatanggal ang baha dyan. Mismo si, alam ko, naalala ko noon, then Secretary of DOJ, si Ombudsman na, nagsabi na swampy town daw yung ano no, sa investigasyon nila, yung nauhan. Tama ho ba?
Senator JB, excuse me. Matanong ko lang, bakit ba kayo nakatalukbong? Hindi naman kayo testigo. Matanong ko lang, bakit po kailangan naka-hood kayo at saka nakatakip?
Wait lang mga boss, kung nakaabot na kayo sa part ng video na to, baka gusto nyo munang mag-subscribe sa bago nating YouTube channel. Doon na kasi tayo mag-upload ng mga reaction videos. Nakapin sa comment section ang link. I-click nyo lang para makapag-subscribe. Pag nakapag-subscribe na kayo, i-comment nyo lang ang location nyo para ma-shoutout ko kayo pag nag-upload na tayo doon ng video. Tara, tuloy na natin to.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, because this might set a precedent for all other witnesses we will call here. They will request that their faces be covered. He is a public government employee. Bakit siya nagtatago?
And a resource person, not a witness.
That was the question I was raising kanina, Mr. Chair. Hindi pala tayo nagkaintindihan. Bakit na nakatakip yung mukha ni Ginoong Pakanan?
Akala ko naman, si Maria sa si Joy.
Your Honor, it's my request po as the good chair stated a while ago for my protection po. And security po.
Pero nasa kulungan ka na ngayon, you're in detention right now, di ba? Aren't you in detention already?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Mr. Chairman, I don't see the basis for his request. I do not see it as valid. How can he? Maybe he's protecting himself from shame. Baka nahihiya siya dun sa mga kasamahan niya o kung sino kaya ayaw maipakita yung kanyang
Ano talaga ang dahilan bakit kayo nakatakip? Ako, nakita ko lang isang posibleng dahilan. Baka sa future mga police lineup, makilala kayo. Is that it? Or any other reason?
The main reason, Mr. Chair, I am begging the indulgence of all the good senator for my protection since the case is still is already pending before the Sindigan-Bayan and there's no judgment over it. So I'll be incriminated by whatever action against me.
So, natatakot ka na baka ito public hearing, meron makakilala sa iyo at magreklamo pa laban sa iyo dahil nakilala ka? Ganun ba yun?
No, Your Honor. In fact, Your Honor, andito po ako to honor your subpoena.
Yeah, I know that.
Opo.
Ang tanong namin, hindi yung presence mo, bakit ka tama si Senator Pangilinan, ano? It could set a bad precedent. Baka lahat ng witnesses namin, resource person, nakatalukbong. At hindi namin papayagan, unfair yun.
Your Honor, I will comply naman po kung ano po ang sasabihin.
I think,
ninyo.
that's the ruling of the chair. Kindly expose your face. Please continue, Senator JB.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Gaya na kanina sabi ko, RD, no? RD Pakanan. Nagpunta rito si Governor Bonsdulor, may presentation siya. Pinakita niya yung mga substandard at ghost projects doon sa region, or sa kanyang probinsya. At nagkausap daw kayo dahil yung kanyang ito nireklamo. Ang sabi mo raw kay Governor Dolor ay merong kasing porsyento na napupunta sa taas kaya nagiging ghost project o naging substandard ang ilang proyekto sa iyong nasasakupan. Tama ko ba yun?
Honor, again, I could confirm my lawyer before answering it. Your Honor, with the guidance of my lawyers, first, hindi po totoo yun. Secondly, Governor Dolor is also a witness against me. So there's a pending case already filed against me. So it will be incriminating on my part. So I respectfully, Your Honor.
So yung sinasabi mo, yung
indulgence.
sinasabi ni Governor Dolor ay hindi totoo. Sinabi mo na una na hindi totoo yung sinabi niya.
Your Honor, again, I am invoking my constitutional right, respectfully invoking my constitutional right.
So yung sinabi niya na meron, sinabi mo raw na may 25% na napupunta sa taas, 5% para sa parking fee at 12% na iba pang nadadaanan para sa proyekto. So ibig sabihin 42% na ang napupunta sa kickback sa yung region, 48% na lang naititira sa project mismo. So yan yung kanyang computation na nanggaling daw sa iyo. Sagutin, siguro pwede mo sagutin ito. Nasa sa'yo yan. Pero yan ang kanyang nilahad na nangyayari kaya nagkakaroon ng ghost at mga substandard projects doon po sa Oriental Mindoro.
Mr. Chair, again, there's already a pending case before the Sandigan Bayan. I am respectfully invoking my right against self-incrimination.
Okay.
You can continue to refuse, but you can continue.
But anyway, you can continue to refuse, no? Kasi, pero sabi mo nga sub judice na yan, pero gusto ko lang tanungin, dahil ito yung nanggaling po kay Governor Dolor at sinasabing ito po yung alam nyo, no? Lahat ba ng proyekto sa inyong rehiyon ay ganyan, ang hatian, 25% sa proponent, 5% parking fee at 12% para sa iba pang opisyal ng DP?
Again, Your Honor, I respectfully invoke my right.
Well, sa akin lang, Mr. Chair, this is a legislative inquiry. No? I just don't know kung talagang sub judice po ito, pero we want to find out the modus. In the same manner that nung una pong sumalang ang district, first district of engineering district ng Bulacan, inalam natin yung modus at yung proseso para malaman natin na hindi na ito maulit. Pero sige po, hanggat ngayon, parang nabaliwalay yung pagpunta rito dahil ayaw nyo sumagot. Pero just the same, para lang alam ng publiko na ito ay nanggaling sa gobernador mismo ng Oriental Mindoro at sinabi na ito po ang modus na nangyari. Kaya nagkaroon ng maraming substandard projects doon po sa kanyang lugar. Mr. Chair, Congressman Toby Tiangco testified before the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee on September 8 that Congressman Saldico was the proponent of about 3.5 billion worth of GN-funded flood projects in 2035 for Oriental Mindoro. Lumabas na naman sa balita na halos SunWest at Hi-Tone ni Saldico ang kontraktor ng mga proyekto sa probinsya ng Oriental Mindoro. Sa mga nalalaman natin na mga modo sa Bulacan Engineering District, gusto ko lang tanungin kung may direct po ba kayong linya, RD Gerard Pacanan, kay Congressman Saldico para maipasok ang mga project sa region nyo. Dahil kayong RD, nasabi nyo na rin kanina, na bilang inyong, dahil kayo po ay on official capacity, nakakausap nyo yung mga kailangan makausap dyan. So nakakausap nyo ba't meron ba kayong direct ng linya kay Congressman Saldico?
Your Honor, again, Saldico is also an accused and there's a pending case. So I respectfully invoke my right against self-incrimination.
Pero po yung SunWest Corporation at yung pong Hi-Tone Construction Corporation, ito po ang majority na nakakuha ng proyekto sa inyong region. No, ilang bilyon po ang kanilang nakuha mga proyekto na na-identified na kung di substandard ay ghost. So, pamilyar ka ba sa Hi-Tone Corporation, Construction Corporation at SunWest Corporation?
Again, Your Honor, those construction firm are also subject of the case. And again, I respectfully invoke my right against self-incrimination.
Anyway, Mr. Chair, kaya ako po tinatanong to, no? Dahil gusto natin malaman kung ganito ba yung pare-parehong nangyayaring scheme. Ganito yung nangyari sa First Engineering District sa Bulacan. Ayaw lang sumagot ni RD Pacana, pero mukhang ganito rin sa Mindoro. At siguro, just for the record, Mr. Chair, may ilang distrito na biglang lumobo from the NEP. For example, Occidental Mindoro, yung pong NEP nila ng 2025, 2.533 billion. Yung GAA, naging 20.99 billion. So, almost 17.5 billion ang inangat. Yung Oriental Mindoro, from 1.5 billion NEP 2025, yung GAA po, naging 20.795 billion. So, halos from 1.5 billion to 20.7 billion. Ito pong nasasakupan. Meron pa, Southern Mindoro, from 1.4 billion, naging 8.999 billion. So, RD Pakanan, ito po yung mga District Engineering Office na nasasakupan mo, Occidental Mindoro, Oriental Mindoro, and Southern Mindoro. Tama ho ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Do you confirm na ganito kalaki ang nilobon from National Expenditure Program na tagto 2.5 billion, 1.5 billion, naging more than 20 billion yung bawat distrito? Alam niyo ba ito?
I cannot categorically confirm because I don't have the exact figure, Your Honor. I mean, Mr. Chair.
So saan nangyari? Paano nyo hindi, pero alam nyo, ito yung inyong distrito, pwede nyo bang i-recall yan sa susunod? Subukan nyo po na, kung alam nyo po na ganun ang nilobo ng inyo pong mga distritong hawak na ganun kalaki. Bakit ho ganun kalaki? Alam nyo, hindi ba kayo nagtataka na napakalaki? Buti kung, Mr. Chair, kung nadagdagan lang ng halimbawa, 1.5 billion, nadagdagan ng ilang daang milyon, pero ito, from 1.5 billion to 20 billion. From 2 billion, 2.5 billion to 20.999 billion. Hindi ba kayo nagtaka? Bakit ganun?
Mr. Chair, first po, kami DPWH po is just an implementing agency po. So, whatever funds po na nasa GAA, we will implement it po.
Sige po.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
bago mo
Senate President.
bago mo iwanan.
Senate President Trigonoes.
Yes, bago mo iwanan yun. So sa NEP yan, Your Honor, sa NEP yung 1 point something billion.
Yes, Mr. Senate President, yung Occidental Mindoro, 2.53 billion. Oriental Mindoro is 1.508 billion. Southern Mindoro is 1.472 billion.
Sa NEP yan.
Sa NEP po. Apo.
Okay, pagdating sa GAA,
Yung Occidental
20 billion
Mindoro,
na.
naging 20 billion na ho. Dalawang 20 billion at isang 8.9 billion.
saan, anong year yan? 2025. Ito nga, itong last year's budget. Ang tanong, saan nangyari yan? Sa GAB ng House, sa GAB ng Senate, o sa BICAM? Would the DPH be able to answer that? You were Secretary of DPWH then, former Secretary Bonoan. So yung NEP, alam mo yung NEP, yan yung,
Yes, yes.
no? Oh, saan nangyari na pagdating sa'yo sa GAA, 20 billion na yung mga proyektong yun?
Yes, Your Honor. We noted that actually, that after the GAA has been passed, actually yun ang allocation nila.
Yung nga, insertion, ano? Congressional
BICAM.
insertion. Would you know kung sa BICAM o kung saan nangyari yan?
It's small. Sa akin lang, Mr. Chair, I think because when we presented the budget sa NEP to House, nakapasa. Pumunta kami sa Senate, NEP pa rin po yung pinasa namin.
Yun pa rin.
Yung pa rin, nakapasa. But
So
then
sa
after the BICAM, ganun na po yung ano.
Sa BICAM na dagdag. Ayun. Ayun ang what we were trying to prevent from happening in 2026 and in the future. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator
our Senate
JB,
President.
ano lang, makabat in lang, and I'd like to get the opinion of the DOJ. RD Pacana, if you think your testimony will be indispensable to convict the more guilty personalities. Have you considered applying to be a witness? And I'd like to get the opinion of the DOJ kung too late na ba si Gerard Pacanya to apply kasi nasa korte na yung kanyang kaso. Pakanan.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, this is a case which was handled and investigated by the Office of the Ombudsman. So we are not privy to the details. But if the question is if he can still apply under
No,
the
policy question. Not necessarily pertaining to him.
if a witness is already charged in court, he can still avail of the opportunity to be discharged as a state witness. But this will have to be done under a different manner. This will be done by discharge under Rule 119 of the Rules of Court. And this will have to be with the court's approval. Yung discharge po yung sa amin po kasi under the Witness Protection Program, drop ka na kaagad sa information po.
Correct. And the court, it is up to the court to discharge him
Yes, Your
as a
yes.
state witness.
Yes, Mr. Chair. A motion will have to be filed by the prosecution asking for the discharge with the court, and then the court will evaluate the statement of the applicant.
And more often than not, basta in-applyan ng or pinetition ng prosecutor, more often than not, ina-approve ng korte, di ba? Pero your experience.
Yeah, from my experience, Mr. Chair, as a general rule, yes, but there are also certain instances when the court refuses.
So I think that's something that you have to think about, ano? Director, RD, if you're willing. Kasi ang habol natin dito, the more guilty. No? Kasi kung less guilty siya, at the outset, he may qualify to be discharged. Ano? Of course, the court will decide. So think it over. Unless you want to continue to cover up for anybody or desidido ka ng labanan yung kaso mo.
Mr. Chairman, just a manifestation very quickly.
Can he answer first?
Okay. Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I appreciate your concern. Very much appreciated po. But I have to confer with my lawyers.
Sleep over it. Sleep over it.
Yeah. Thank you po.
Senator Pangilinan.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, he's again covering his face. Can we instruct the resource person to remove his mask and the headgear? Let's respect the Senate, not the senators. The Senate is an institution. Thank you. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, if I may continue. Tanong ko lang, no, since this is in aid of legislation, ang notorious talaga na nalaman natin talaga yung first engineering district sa Bulacan and itong Region 4B under Pakanan. Siguro, tanong ko lang kay Yusek Bernardo, ito bang, kasi may mga ilang distrito na nabanggit ko, no, titignan mo, ang lilit nung NEP nila, biglang lolobo. No, may nangyari sa Sibuyan, meron din sa ibang probinsya na mukhang doon nagkaroon ng parking na tinatawag. So, pareho-pareho ba itong scheme na ito nangyari doon in selected districts no, na talagang lumobo? Ganito rin ba nangyari? At nandito ba yung mga substandard and ghost projects?
Mr. Chair, tungkol po sa substandard projects, I cannot, wala po akong masasabi doon kasi doon po sa kalakaran ng binabanggit ko sa inyo kanina na meron pong nagbebentahan o nag-aalok ng proyekto, nangyayari po yun, yun ang pagkakaalam ko. But definitely doon po sa substandard or ghost projects, wala na po akong kwan doon hindi na po nasusubaybayan. I think that even the proponent themselves cannot track the implementation of the projects. Kasi nga po, basta na-release lang po yung pondo, meron na pong, kumbaga, nagkakaroon na po ng transaction doon, basta po na-release na yung pondo. So, whether naging ghost po yun or hindi or what, yung pong proponent or whoever, maaari po ay hindi na po nila alam yun. Yun po, Mr. Chair.
So sige, huli na lang. RD, no, bago ko iwanan to, no, I still have 3 minutes. Yung High Tone and yung High Tone Construction and Sunwest, no, familiar ka dahil ulitin ko lang, familiar ka dito sa dalawang construction corporate kasi karamihan or bulk, the majority of the big projects na nakakuha sa iyong region ay sa dalawang korporasyon na ito? Pamilyar ka sa dalawa?
Your Honor, familiar ako because they are part of the top 15. But again, Your Honor, since that contractor is also the subject of the pending case against me, I respectfully invoke my right against self-incrimination.
Okay na yan. Basta alam mo, siyempre pamilyar ka. Alam mo rin ba na kay itong pag-aari ni Saldico ito? You may or may not answer, pero alam mo bang ito yung
No, Your
pag-aari
Honor.
ni Congressman Saldico?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Anyway, siguro po tayo, I'll just reserve the others for my second round. Pero yung po sa wrong coordinates total na pag-usapan kanina, siguro pwedeng sagutin ni Yusek Bernardo, Yusek Bisnar. So ito po ay sadya at this was deliberate para po maitago ba yung mga ghost projects or substandard? Ito ba ano ba ang rason bakit nagkaroon ng deliberate submission of wrong coordinates?
Mr. Chair, again po, no, whether it was deliberate or not, we cannot really answer on behalf of the ones who submitted. Pag ito po ay mga naabutan lang po namin, ang amin lang pong ginawa ay yung factual by checking the coordinates and yung actual na location. But as to the intention in submitting, we cannot answer po, Mr. Chair.
So kanina nabanggit nyo, no? So just to confirm, ilan po yung projects na confirmed na sa buong investigahan nyo, ilan lang yung ghost and lodged under wrong coordinates? Ilan yung total? Pwede rin si Yusek Besnar, parang siya yung
Yeah,
discuss
Mr. Chair,
kanina.
we will have to await the final number from the ICI, no, until we finish this validation. Again po, we are still finalizing the list. Ayaw po namin magbitaw na salita na baka mamaya po ay makuryente po kami. So we are finalizing and within, as soon as practicable, we will release the list with the corresponding results of wrong coordinates and ghost projects, Mr. Chair.
So, paano po yung iba ron? May mga nandun din sa list ng wrong coordinates na, kumbaga, lehitimo o legit na proyekto na meron delivery. Doon sa mga hindi ghost, no? Of course, meron, wala kayong idea kung ilang percent ang na-deliver or legitimate projects?
Yung percent po, we have the numbers po, Mr. Chair. Kaya lang po, ayaw po namin munang ibitawan. Baka nga po subject of validation pa. But within that figure, meron pong mga nandun yung structure sa PCMA coordinates. Meron din po talaga na ibang coordinates. Wala
Nadamay.
po sa parehas. Opo.
So, ibig sabihin nito, no, Mr. Chair, hindi naman sa inaano natin yung mga contractors na may mga dadamay dito, mga lehitimong contractor na meron delivery na nasama po dito dahil nga po ginulo nila kung sino man ang nagpasa ng mga wrong coordinates, may mga nadadamay dito, mga lehitimo at yung mga merong delivery at meron pong projects na nagawa.
Possibly, Mr. Chair. However, meron po kasi ding proseso on the paglipat po ng coordinates. So we will have to check. Yun din po yung subject of validation kapag nga po nasunod sa proseso yung kanilang paglipat ng coordinates at hindi po sila nagpapalusot lang na nagtuturo ng ibang proyekto.
The reason I ask, Mr. Chair, or I bring this issue up, of course, we are for the reforms. Itong gusto natin matuntong kung sino talaga yung may mga kinalaman dito sa mga ghost and substandard projects. But infrastructure program has to continue. Hindi, alam natin may show cause order tayo. Show cause tayo ng show cause, no? Pero yung infrastructure projects, this is the engine of growth, economic growth. Kailangan magtuloy-tuloy. And my worry, Mr. Chair, marami sa mga contractors natatakot na raw mag-bid kasi nga mga nadamay sa mga wrong coordinates at iba pa at iba pang issues, no? So, do you confirm, again, Yusek Bernabe, pwede po mangyari, no, na marami palang mga may delivery na nadamay po rito?
Possibly, Mr. Chair. Possibly.
Yun na po, sana po bilisan nyo ang pakiusap natin na maklear na yung mga lehitimong meron delivery because infrastructure projects should not stop. No, sabi ko nga, may showcase tayo, pero yung showcase natin na meron tayong ginagawa na maayos should not stop. So sana mabilis lang na ma-clear to para now that we have approved already the reformed General Appropriations Act na magsisimula na rin yung mga projects, kailangan mag-bid naman, may mag-bid, may sumali. Ngayon daw, natatakot na yung iba. So yun lang yung pakiusap natin. Sana bilisin po ng DOJ at iba pa. So, dyan, last question, Mr. Chair. Ano pong maaring recourse ng mga legitimate contractors na naapekto ng mga wrong coordinates para at least tuloy-tuloy na sila po ay makasali pa rin, no, sa mga proyekto sa darating na para tuloy-tuloy pa yung ating proyekto at yung engines for economic growth, ika nga.
Yes. Actually, Mr. Chair, doon naman po sa listahan natin, no, kahit naman po sila ay part ng list, kaya lang, while we are still pending validation, hindi naman po sila na-terminate ng contract. Hindi rin naman po sila kinasuhan. Yun pong mga pending cases as of the moment, ito po talaga ay yung mga found to be ghost or substandard. So hindi naman po kinasuhan lahat ng mga nandyan at hindi naman po talaga naapektuhan yung mga 400 na suspected na baka lang po na ligaw ng lokasyon, Mr. Chair. So tuloy-tuloy pa rin po ang ating infrastructure program.
Yes, again, sabi ko nga, Mr. Chair, yung showcase natin, yung ating pong pagtugi sa mga talagang mga tiwali at may kinalaman dito, kailangan magtuloy-tuloy yung galit, pero yung pong mga maayos na makailangan din natin for our infrastructure projects. Thank you, Mr. Chair. My time is up.
Ngayon, ikaw bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan ka ng komento mo sa ibaba at atin pong babasahin isa-isa.